almost, right? Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. I always consider this the Ring of Fire.
Because New Zealand is just south of the one that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a little bit skewed. I'm not a big fan of that map, and people used to pick on me and say it was a flat earther map.
No, go down to the right.
Oh yeah,
Papua New Guinea. Yeah, keep going down. It's Fiji. Wow, interesting.
Fiji, the water, right?
Interesting. Or go down.
This way.
Yeah, no, it's Fiji. That's
Check out Nan Madol and the
or whatever that is. Yeah, New
Not this one,
Caledonia.
Tuvalu.
It could be New Caledonia.
So
but
many
I think
out
it's
there.
Fiji.
Like the corners
Fiji.
of what on the ancient map stated were Lemuria, there's these Macronesian, Polynesian islands.
It's New Caledonia, actually. Yeah.
They're insane. What they actually
Could be
are.
Fiji, but I think it's New Caledonia.
Christmas Island, aka Easter Island.
I
wonder, is it called Easter Island / Christmas
right there.
Island?
That's Easter Island right there.
Not that.
What does that say?
Mangaroa.
Oh, it's not Naparua. Yeah, okay.
Look at all that looks like Easter Island. Yeah, it is. You're right. It is Easter Island.
Easter Island, yeah. Look at it. Giant triangle.
I always got fixated over
bet
here.
you the alignments have to do a big thing with why they call it Easter Island or Christmas Island. That's right around the solstice and the equinox, that they want you to be there to see what happens on the pyramids. And there's supposed a pyramid carved into one of the quote-unquote volcanoes of Easter Island. Like there's pyramids on Easter Island.
Right. There's this one little thing here. I guess it's right there. Let me see if I can get the blue dot. Like right here. And you see these tunnels. Maybe it's that one right there. It's like, where do those tunnels go? It looks like it's an underground. Okay, so that one's not full of water. But they could have been full of water a long time ago.
Though.
And there's another one that
we have these in the Columbia Gorge in the waterfalls.
Right here.
There's caves that go way, way, way up.
I'm kind of curious about this one right here.
Blazies up there, but you know.
I mean, what the heck's that?
That looks like it's look at that. That is 100% artificial master built. Look at that. That is wow. That is an aquifer entrance.
Where is this? Sorry.
No,
this is Easter Island. I happen to know it, so I decided to show it.
Easter Island. What?
Let me just back up.
Wow.
Did you go to Easter Island, David?
Mind blown.
Yeah, this is Easter Island.
No, but did you go there? Have you been?
No.
there?
You know who has gone there is Wandering Wolf Productions. He's got a lot of megalithic stones in North America.
Exactly, Michael.
Michael Collins, right? I'm trying to turn this off. Hold
sir.
on. I'm doing the wrong thing. Yeah, I met him. He came out here, and we were all at CPAC together. I wish I could have hung out a little more. Wait, let's turn this off. There, turn those off. Yeah, so let me zoom out a little bit. First, let's go north so we know which way we're zooming out. So this is on the western side. That's that thing we were just looking at. And there's a bunch of hotels right here and the airport. And they got so many calderas on this island, like that. And this one is like a total volcano full of water or something. I don't know what's going on in there. It looks like it's
geyser.
Something's putting that water in there. So yeah, Anna Kaitana right there. That's where I would go first if I were to go to Easter Island because of that. I don't see any other examples, but there's some other dots here that you could show. But I always stand on this one, and then I want to go in there, right? I mean, what the heck? It's
interesting. There's like symbols on like the heads, like when you dig deeper that you don't see in photos too often.
Yeah, it shows the amount of dirt that has moved on that island and how old they are, right? Anyways, yeah, it looks like it's just a river going right in. I mean, I don't know if you can get a boat in there, not with those rocks, but time passes and things get. But that does look symmetrical, and like you said, created.
way too symmetrical of an arch and a straight out canal, like either a secret modern day built like submarine base, which I highly doubt, or ancient as F and part of the macro terraforming that this place probably is. And
It
it's
is
super
interesting that it's near
fascinating.
the
I would
airport,
also want to
so
go there.
there
Kayak.
could be a train up there.
Oh, good point.
I like
What
this line
Julia
of
is
trees.
talking about, the Rongorongo language.
The what?
The Rongorongo mystery is absolutely crazy. Rongorongo, that's their pictographic language that they've now found on all of the heads on the bodies. When you dig them out,
Yeah,
there's this ancient inscribed Rongorongo pictographic language, complete language. They're like, oh, they weren't advanced, they had nothing. No, super ancient, super old, super advanced.
Right. That's like we were talking earlier about
Isn't it similar to the Indus Valley language?
The same
There's
one
some
as
connection to it.
in the Indus Valley. You got it, 100%. It's almost identical.
like we were talking about this symbol found underneath the water in Yonaguni earlier, and it's actually Vinken.
It's actually what?
Vinken.
Really?
Romanian or ancient.
So I'm looking for one that's taking it off one of the Maoris. What are so they just basically they carved? Is this it? The Rongorongo, the second mystery of Easter Island in Chile.
Yeah, that's the Rongorongo pictographic language, and it's the same that's in the Indus Valley. That's neither have supposedly been deciphered
very similar,
by modern. Yeah.
This is why decoding the ancient language is so important,
they
and the AI can help with that.
It is, and there's major breakthroughs happening and coming, and you're so bang on with that, Julia. And that there was a prophecy by one of the Easter Island elders or shamans or something about in the future the language would be verified and by set humanity's official history or something like that. But that's currently in, I think, maybe Wikipedia, but academic, officially, they don't even accept it as a real language, and they're trying to claim it's fake and forged, and that it was just carved on by the inhabitants of the time of colonization, and that there was no evidence prior to that time of wood being brought by global trade. Only for now, when we started to dig out the Easter Island heads, the entire bodies are covered with the exact same pictographic Rongorongo language, proving undeniably, right? It's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, and it's like a little pictograms. I like the little guy on the tree. Is that an animal on the tree? I'm trying to get closer.
Looks very similar to the ones I've seen in around Nazca and Peru and Bolivia stuff too, kind of, actually.
There they are. This is what I want right there. The one with the guy on the tree. Where's that one? See, I do speak Chinese, so I'm very interested in all the little pictograms and symbols. And I don't read Chinese very well, but I know how to. I studied characters for a long time.
The guy on the tree is not in this one.
Yeah, this doesn't look very much like Chinese. But then again, I think Chinese is just something even more ancient. I like that one right there. That one looks similar to.
Interesting that we're showing these. Hold on.
Hold on. What's that? I'm closing it all down. Too many tabs open. Yeah, that guy on the tree right there. That's an interesting one. It looks that looks so weird. I'm pretty sure that's a tree with a guy climbing it. And you see what I'm talking about?
You were saying ancient Chinese glyphs. So.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Keep that up. Don't close your tab. Don't close your tabs, Stig. This is Hans, one of the Dropa stones. How similar
Bidis,
those
but
ancient.
the glyph is very old. Chinese,
Yeah,
right?
there's no way I'm going to read those. I could recognize a couple of them, but they are ancient
They're
calligraphy.
very proto, yeah.
Very. Wow. And there's a couple things I do recognize on there.
Amazing. I
But
get this stuff.
yeah, what was that? Like some kind of money?
No, so that's a Bidisc, but the Bidiscs are very unknown as to where their origin comes from. This one I collected in Hong Kong. I have two of them that are very similar, different glyphs, but it's all proto-Chinese glyphics. So, you know, these are several thousand years old writing. I don't know how old the discs are, but I'm curious why I have them with writing on them.
Well, you know, they used to publish a metal
Badass.
they used to publish a metal newspaper in the ancient Chinese. They would take like a sheet of metal and they would paint the Chinese characters on it and pass it around town, and they would copy it. And then I guess they would take them back and reuse them. I don't know. Maybe they just threw them away.
I have a book of money from all over the world. I have a bunch of old Chinese coins and old Chinese like paper money as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to pull up some of that on a show one of these days. I've got money that doesn't even exist anymore, like Yugoslavia.
It's always a pain in the butt when they suddenly cancel you out and you can't cash that money in anymore. It happened to me in Taiwan. It happened to me with Vietnamese money once. I was holding on to it thinking it was going to be worth something. And then not valuable at all. Might as well throw it in the garbage.
All right, guys, I have an early morning meeting. I'm heading out of here, but
Thanks, Julia.
Can I show you one thing before you
No
go?
worries.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
absolutely.
Julia.
Okay, so we're going to look at I just happen to know right here. This is called Spanish Peaks right there. Spanish Peaks is in Colorado.
Mhm.
But right next to it, they've got these two volcanic dikes, so-called volcanic. I don't believe it. But the thing is how do they create it? Well, magma comes up into the cracks and fills the cracks and then gets hard. And then the other land erodes away. That's what the mainstream says. But when you look at this, you see these dikes coming up and jointing up, bumping up, actually curving upwards. I don't think that's what the geologists... I'd like to get a mainstream geologist to talk about that. This dike right here, to me, coming from the north and then jointing up with this other dike. And then over here, this other one, it does the exact same thing, but diametrically opposed. Up here, look at the way this thing joints up. Now, yeah, it goes on the other side, but it doesn't meet it. So it's like, did this happen naturally, or is that like created some kind of water
like
control?
The giant walls of America do that. There's so many of them. Anything that they tried to claim as a volcanic dike, pretty much at this point, the exact opposite is most likely
dikes.
from like the master builders, the Titans, or the Giants.
Yeah,
right. Like we got Titan dikes or possible leftover biogeology of trees, or who knows.
I'm looking for this other picture.
Demigod mining.
Oh, I'm gonna find it.
I'm interested to know about the uranium around reshot.
Oh, right, the nuclear.
So
that's what I want to know. I want to know about the uranium around that area. In that area,
we'll take a little research. To finish my point, right there in Colorado, some of these they come from mountains. I went to the ones in New Mexico. They start from mountains and they just make straight lines going across water. These two, one is Radial Mountain and the other one is
Shiprock. Right?
Shiprock is right along the same path. So you've got basically they're controlling the Shiprock's down here.
And Shiprock interlock.
Let me put in the lines. So regarding your question about the uranium, I don't know that.
How high are all of these?
These are
2,000 feet.
The mountains are sitting there, and you can drive around the mountains, but down below it's just floodplains, just like out here, right? So, I mean, we can get into the
exactly. So you could flood them and essentially turn this air desert stuff into like a paradise, like water cities, water.
Well, I'll also have like theories of like there's
just
this
irrigated
there's
lakes,
this
inland seas, and habitability.
Well, you can see it's 14,000
What's that,
feet,
Julia? Sorry,
and then
hold on.
down below in the floodplain, it's about 6,000 feet. It to me, it just disturbs, it boggles the mind. Julia, I was going to try to show you a whole line of them. The ones down in okay, first of all, you mentioned Shiprock, so let's go there. It's right over here on the corner near Four Corners, which is right there. I never went to Four Corners. I'm not interested in man-made modern day lines, but when you talk about the Shiprock and these long, I mean, a lot of people just say, "Oh, that's natural." I don't think so anymore. I don't think so. These are volcanic dikes just like the others, and they look like they're put there in a symmetric way. Also, there's some other symmetric things. If you zoom out, you can see this little thing. It's part of it. That's in Arizona, but there's some kind of a weird symmetrical thing happening at Shiprock. And look at this. Look how this line just goes right in the center. It's hard to believe.
You ever been there?
Yeah, I went there. I got a bunch of pictures, and also Michael Collins from Wandering Wolf did some drone footage. That's really nice. And what you get is here. You enter right here, and you drive along this road, and it takes about 4 miles. And then I cut over here, and I got a sample from this one right here. I went, and there's a road. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah. So I drove over it, and then I got a little sample from right here. Because I want to know, these dikes all have different material inside them. The ones up in Colorado look like a black and white granite.
What do you do with your samples? Where do you get it tested?
Well, that's a different question. And by the way, Nikki Anna Jones, if you're familiar with her channel, she also went up here and grabbed.
Did you see?
samples.
I just had balloons.
Did
you see that?
I did.
What? What happened?
Seriously? Okay, I'm glad somebody saw it because I thought I was tripping.
Was that a balloon in your camera?
Dude, there was
it
balloons.
popped up on her screen. It was crazy.
What did I say? There's a key word that just makes balloons go off. I want to say that word all the time.
Exactly.
Canyon. No,
Let me go down to. Let me just show you the one I went to because
Canyon
I got some
and the
samples from this
balloons
also.
go off, baby.
Okay, so here we are at Pie Town on Highway 60. And when I drove in here, I had just I almost run out of gas. Look at this way it curves here. But you can see the volcanic dike. It's got the snow on the top of it. I climbed up to the top of this thing. I was totally beat. And I walked across over to this little road here. Where is that road? Where is that road? I got lost? Anyways, it's not really. It's up here. Oh, right there. That's it, right there. So I walked across this, and I was looking for this because right here it reminded me of that stuff I just showed you in South Africa, where it's like double wide at the top. But it's like it turns into this wall. So I got a lot of pictures from here. And yeah, this one is like 100 and something feet high. So I was over here at the 60. Let me just go here first so you can see how high it is. And this is 12 miles long, and it's comes straight out from the mountains, just like the other one, but it's totally parallel. See how big this is? So it's got the spine, the hard crystal spine in the middle, and the loose material on each side. That's the attributes I found. And so I climbed up there, and I got a little bit of that. But then there's the other one that's over here, 12. It's like 10 miles out this way. And it's parallel, like the same direction. So here's this one. This one is here, and this one is here. It took me a long time to drive over here and get in here, and I think it's right here where I went. And no, that doesn't look like it. And I got a big old rock from the middle of that. This, I know it doesn't look like much, but when you back out, you can start to see 12 miles long, like I just showed you in Colorado. Coming from the mountains, straight line, where they just like mining material and decided they wanted to block off these rivers so they can control the water.
Well, that's what my theories are of like basically there's this really healing, awesome water beneath the earth and that it was closed off. Like there was things done to cut that off and think about all the areas